Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you guys are new here, my name is Jasmine. If you guys aren't new here, welcome back. So in today's video, I have another speed build for you guys. I am actually doing an apartment from one of my favorite shows ever. It's Pretty Little Liars. Now I don't know if you guys know what Pretty Little Liars is, but if you do, you guys are going to love this build. If you don't, I hope you like the build anyways, just the creativity of it. I will basically put a screenshot of what it's supposed to look like in the thumbnail, but basically PLL is basically about a group of friends, and one of the friends is murdered, quote unquote. So the four friends are left and they are trying to figure out who has been harassing their one friend who has passed away. That is all I can basically give you, because if I give you too much, then you guys are it's basically going to be a spoiler. But I guarantee, not guarantee, but I suggest you should watch it. It is on Hulu or on HBO Max. I was actually watching it earlier today, and I was like thinking I should probably make Ezra's apartment. So Ezra is a teacher, and he has a relationship with a high school student. Now, he actually owns his own apartment, and Aria, which is one of the girls, she comes over to this apartment a lot. They are in a full blown out relationship. So that is the backstory on that. But yeah, I don't know what you would call this. He is a English teacher. He loves his books. He loves to read. He loves to listen to music. He likes lots of contemporary things. He loves art. He loves theater. So I basically literally just got screenshots off of Google, and I literally typed in Ezra's apartment, and I just went off of what I could. So with this apartment, I had to literally like do different levelings of the apartment floor, if that makes sense, because in his apartment, the bed is on a higher up floor in the whole apartment. It's like on a higher up tier, if I should say. I don't know if that makes sense, but basically the living room is connected to the bedroom is connected to the bathroom, but to get from the living room to the bedroom, which is literally, it has no wall, it's just like an open face type deal, you need to go up like 1 or 2 steps. So that's what I'm talking about. The design I did is basically to the T, so it's like a dark blue all the way around, and then on one side of the room, which is closest to the bed, it's actually brick. And then also he just has a lot of browns and blues in his house. I did not have a recliner, so I actually took a leather chair and I put an ottoman and I meshed the two together. I did have CCs on, so if you guys are wondering how I could do all this mess, I did have CCs on. I turned on testing sheets true. I did bb.show hidden objects, bb.live edit objects, bb.move objects on. I did a lot of that just because whenever you turn those sheets on, it allows you to like move things freely, rearrange everything how you want it to. But here you have basically me just going from room to room in this whole apartment. I did not decorate the outside, but Ezra, the character, the sim, did actually move in. But this is basically what it's supposed to look like. Very not run down, but I mean, he's an English teacher, so there's not really much to it. He has a simple black wooden 2-seater table with some bar stools. He has a fridge, which is the top. So the top is the freezer part, and then the bottom's the refrigerator part. I did actually make all of basically the whole room, right? Because that's his apartment. I actually scaled it up a bit taller, so I used the medium walls instead of the short walls. And then also I did maximize these floating shelves, because whenever I was trying to put the floating shelves onto the wall connected to the kitchen, it was just a little bit too small, so I had to maximize it so you guys can see everything. And I'm just putting some alcohol bottles on top of the fridge because that's what he has in the screenshot. Basically I tried to nail everything. Now there are some components that I did not nail, he loves theater, right? And there's this portrait in the apartment where it's an old film, it's basically, that's what it is. It's basically like a roll of old film, but that is the design on the picture portrait, and I didn't have one close to that, so I basically had to improvise, which was fine. Now, there is a bookshelf in the back of his bed, so what I did was I held Alt down and I actually just meshed it in with the wall, so it's kind of like one piece, and then I just held down Alt again, and I did move the bed closer to the bookshelf. Now, the bed is not the same, but it has the same design. So the only difference between Ezra's bed and my bed is Ezra's bed like spread is actually like a lighter color, and I didn't want to go with any other design because that wouldn't have been close to what I was wanting to get to. So I actually just did a darker blue, which I think looks fine. He does have a trunk chest in the front of his like the foot of the bed, so I put that there. Now, you guys are probably wondering, Jazz, why did you put a checkerboard within a table? Now, in Ezra's apartment, there is a checkerboard, but on Sims 4, there's a checker table. So I basically had to float the checkerboard above the living room table, and I think it looks pretty sick, if I do say so myself. I did actually have this stand-up like overhead hanging light, and I was pretty happy about that because it's actually like the same one that's in his room, like in like the set, like his apartment. So I was pretty happy about that. And then he does play guitar, so I was actually pretty happy about that one too, because it was like down to the T. I nailed it. I got the same exact object. And I did put it in the corner. Now, these books, I had to actually raise them up by using the 9 and the 0. If you guys don't know what 9 and 0 are, you basically just use 9 to lift things up, and then you hold Alt to place it down onto the surface that you want it to be placed down on, and then 0 is to lower things. So it's just like an up and down type deal. But I put 2 stacks of books up there. I left one the regular size, and I flipped it actually, and then the other one I actually flipped it how it's supposed to be, and I maximized it. Now, I did put the lawyer scales right there at the top because I think that's what he has. From the screenshots, I was trying to like really like get everything down to the T, but that's what it looks like in the corner, so that's what I put. Now, the window is this big maximized blue window, and this is the only blue window that I could find, so I just doubled it and made like a huge pane, like a huge window pane. Now you guys see me trying to find a not like a I'm trying to find, like, you know where you guys store like your clothes in like storage boxes. I was trying to find one of those, and it was just not working. I tried even using a bar, and I was trying to like minimize it to put it there, but I just ended up using like a bathroom counter, and it actually looks pretty similar. I did end up putting a lounge chair just because I didn't have like the one that Ezra has. Now, I actually did put that same lamp where he has it, and it's pretty identical to the one that's in his apartment. I'm just putting a stack of books right here. These are the same. The first row is the same, just they're different colors. The second row is actually the flipped books, and they're supposed to mimic the vinyl records that he has. And the same goes for the stack in the middle. He actually has a stack of black and white books in between the records, quote unquote. He is an English teacher, so I did end up putting a coat rack next to the door with all like the suits and ties and stuff. And he does like old school like cameras, so I put one modern one and one old school camera. You guys will see in a minute. But I don't have any clutter packs or anything like that, so I had to make my own clutter. And this show, there's like kind of a dark turn, so you guys will understand why there's like an espionage kit on top of the storage bin. If you guys know what I'm talking about, then you guys know, but don't like spoil it for anybody else. But yeah, that's why I put the espionage like spy kit there on top of the bin. You guys will see in a minute. The lantern, it's the same one. It's very similar, but I actually had to move it from the right side to the left because for some reason, whenever I was holding down Alt, it was not letting me put it where I needed it to be. So I just had to put it on the left side. Now, in the show, we've never seen Ezra's bathroom, so I just had to basically make it like a basic like restroom, not like do it all like do it up all nice. So I just literally put a toilet, a shower, and a bathroom counter with like men's cologne or men's hygiene care. I actually maximize the bottles because they look better when they're bigger. Now here in Ezra's kitchen, there's really not a lot going on because first of all, he doesn't know how to cook. They're always ordering out like Chinese takeout and whatnot. So I literally just put a few wine bottles. I put the coffee maker because he loves to drink coffee with his girlfriend Aria. I did put a pot just so it looks like he can cook. I don't know where I was going with that, but I did put a fruit bowl. The dining room table I nailed that. Like, that literally looks like how it is in the picture. The refrigerator looks the same. The portrait is not exactly the same. Of course, it's not going to be, but I did try to mimic the, like, what do you call it? The border of the frame, like the color similarities. I did try to mimic that. And I did put a coat hanger. He wears a lot of suits and vests and ties and stuff, so I was like, he has to have one. He's a teacher, so he has to have one. You guys see me put a sailboat type deal right there. Now we are back in the restroom, and this is where I'm putting the bathroom counter. And see, I actually maximize those bottles. It looks better with that like in there. I did end up putting like a stack of dirty clothes on the floor, like right next to his bed, just because he is a man. Men are messy. Now the problem that I had was the rug. Now here you guys see me trying to put like different types of colors, different types of styles. I ended up going with this very simple one though. You guys will see it's not this one. It's kind of a toned down greenish yellowish, and it's very similar to the one that it's very similar to the one that he has in the show. But now you guys just see me basically doing clutter work because you have to make do what you have to make do. Now that is the espionage spy kit that I put on top of the storage bin. So if you guys know, you guys know. But I ended up putting a shoe rack, a jukebox because he loves to listen to music, some decorations on the walls, and he loves to write. He loves to write books, so I had to put a typewriter somewhere. Now, it would not fit. I could not mesh it onto that side table, so it actually went to the foot of his bed. But now I am basically doing a 360 of Ezra Fitz's apartment, and I think it looks pretty decent for what I had. I do have the CCs on, but I do not have any packs. So I'm basically just using stuff from base game and stuff from the debug section. So here we are doing a tour of the kitchen. This is the entryway. You got the shoes, you got the jackets, you got the coat rack. This is the little dining table for him and Aria. Now this is the living room, and it's connected to the bedroom because, like I said, it's just a one-bedroom apartment, and the bedroom is open face. There's a chess table, there's a little globe, the little light. There's books everywhere because he is an English teacher and he loves to read a lot of books. Now, I think the bookshelf, how I did this, and then over here in like the nook area, I don't know if that's what it's called. You guys understand what I'm saying. This area right here next to the window, I think I nailed it pretty dead on. And the bed area, I think it's pretty decent. The only thing I wish is that the striped comforter it came in lighter colors, because I think I would have really nailed that if I did have that option. But the brick is basically, like, the brick wall is the same as it is in the show. The dresser, there's like clutter up there, there's a English teacher award up there, there's some books, a train, and this is his restroom. It's very simple. I did not do it up whatsoever. It's simple down to the T, bare minimum, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and this is Ezra Fitz's apartment from Pretty Little Liars. Drop a like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys on the next one.